Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts about Week 10 and my picks for Week 11 for the 2025 NFL season. Check it out. Well, for my picks this week, I did pretty okay. Straight up, I went 9-5, and against the spread, I went 8-6. That's a good positive look back for the against the spread. Over and under, we still need to have a little work to do on that. So, anyways, that being said alone, for what happened in Week 5, Denver and Las Vegas, probably one of the most lopsided games of the year this year. It was a 10-7 score, which we had another one, so we'll get to that one in a bit. But anyways, that being said, Indianapolis and Atlanta, just in Berlin, Germany, Indianapolis just came out and just won. But defensively, that was a little tight on the Atlanta's part. They played the defense pretty tightly on that. But other than that, it was really decent. Chicago and the Giants, I'm happy for Chicago. That's all I'm telling you. Chicago's playing really decent football in the last recent years. Miami and Buffalo. All right. I will say this. The Bills just laid an egg. I mean, an absolute egg. Probably if I had to tell you, probably the time to do it, probably now. But it could hurt over time. But the Bills going to Miami and laying in an absolute egg is one of the most lopsided things I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen great teams had an egg in the past here and there, but having Buffalo do that in Miami, and what Miami's going through, ooh, yeah. But anyways, continuing on with that, and because of that, before I go on, but because of that lost, which I will get to a couple of games in a bit, that puts him back in 2 games behind second place in the AFC East. And I'm a little happy about that. But anyways, continuing on with that one. Baltimore and Minnesota. Congratulations, Ravens. You finally won in Minnesota for the first time in franchise history. Well done. Anyways, the Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets. And the New York Jets just came out on fire. But, it's the Cleveland Browns. It's nothing to be too excited about. Anyways, my Patriots and the Buccaneers. That was a great, great win for my Patriots. Now, finally won a competitive team with the Buccaneers. So, because of that win, they're 2 games ahead in the AFC East. And now they're on a 7-game winning stretch. And that is the first time they did that since 2019. And the first time they got a 7-game winning streak without Tom Brady on the roster was in 1994. So this is a good turning point for the Patriots at this point, but it's nothing to get too excited yet. I'm not going to keep my hopes up yet. But anyways, continuing on. Carolina and New Orleans. I will say this. I accidentally I did pick Carolina to win, but I accidentally put the New Orleans Saints on there, and I got a win out of that. That's why I got the 9-5 out of that one. So I made a mistake on that one, so I apologize for that. But take a long story short on that one, the New Orleans Saints just came out and just beat Carolina. That's all what it is. But the New Orleans Saints still got work to do. But to say the least out of that one, Carolina's been playing decent football other than that. So I'm not going to... They have been beating... No, I'm sorry, yeah. Despite the loss with Carolina, the Panthers have been playing really well. So I'll give them that. They're not there yet in the division hunt yet, but they will be. They will be. So yeah, that's why I had the New Orleans Saints winning that. accidentally instead of the Carolina, so that was kind of my fault on that one, so I apologize. Anyways, continuing on. Houston and Jacksonville. My thoughts and prayers go out to Travis Hunter. Hope he does really well. Make a speedy recovery. So, let's see what happens from there. Anyways, Seattle and Arizona. Seattle just went out, played solid football, and they got the win. And the Rams beating the San Francisco 49ers. That was just a stomp licking for the Rams. They just beat up the 49ers. And I've been saying it. Their injuries is going to come back to bite them, and it's starting to do that right now. So, anyways, I don't think it's going to affect the 49ers yet, but we'll have to wait and see and find out about that one. And the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders. That was a solid win for the Detroit Lions right now. I hope they can keep the momentum going. The Pittsburgh and the LA Chargers. Just the LA Chargers, they just came out on top. They're just pretty much simple as that. And Philadelphia and Green Bay, like Denver and Las Vegas, that was a lopsided one on that one. That too was a 10-7 score. And because of those two games for the Broncos and Raiders and the Eagles and Packers, those were the first 10-7 games since 2023 when the Giants beat my Patriots 10-7. So that was, I think it was around the week, like after Thanksgiving or something like that. So, anyways, that being said, a little history on that one. And overall, my record, 82-45-1 straight up. Cancel spread, 60-68-4 overall. And over and under, and 14-21-1 overall. So, got a lot to do on the over and unders. So, we'll all have to wait and see on that one. But now you hear my thoughts about week 10. Let's get on to my week 11 picks. Okay, before I get to my picks, I want to send my thoughts and prayers out to a couple of people right now. One of them is to Mishon Kinlan, who actually, unfortunately, I kind of lost it. He killed himself recently, so I believe it was something like that. I don't know, but the thing is, it was just really. But they're ruling it that, but I don't really know the whole detail about it. But the thing is, he just passed away in a terrible situation. We had a really good defensive play for Dallas, and all of a sudden he ends up dead. That's a really that's a really sad way to go, and it's a lot of mental issues to work at, things like that. So that's the thing to worry about. You got to take care of your mental health a lot. That's the thing. And I'm trying my best to. So I got my moments, but hey, it is what it is. So anyways, don't forget, and also Paul Tagliabue, who the former commissioner of the NFL, who has recently passed away on Sunday for it. So he was a great commissioner. There was no lockout, no strike under his watch. Extended it to 28 to 32 teams. And not only that, he was one of the guys who expanded NFL outside the country with NFL Europe and things like that. So, get out the thoughts and prayers out to both of them and their families and friends. So, I want to wish them healing through these difficult times. So, anyways, that being said, though, let's get on to my Week 11 picks. For Week 11, for kicking in thoughts of Thursday night with my Patriots and the New York Jets. For this game, I expected something like a high-scoring game, because my Patriots, it's a short week. As for the New York Jets, it's a short week for them as well. So, I think for the momentum for this game is like the Patriots need to find a way to win a game. And just show, look, we're here, we're back. That's all I can tell you about the New York Jets. They want to play upset at this point for them. So anyways, that being said, I think for this, it's a home game for my Patriots. They're starting to play better at home. That's what I've been noticing lately. So I think this one is going to be a very good one. But it's not going to go what I think it is. I think I'm going to take my Patriots over the New York Jets to win. But on the line, my Patriots are favored by 10.5 point favorites in this game. But I'm going to take the Jets plus 10.5 because I think it's going to be a closer game than that. Because it's the New York Jets. They know each other well. You never know what could happen. The over and under, it's 47.5. I'm going to go over 47.5 in this game. And the final international game of the year is the Washington Commanders and the Miami Dolphins in Madrid, Spain. So that's going to be a good one on that one. But for this game, though, the Miami Dolphins are in a drama hole right now. They did get a win in Buffalo, so good for them. And they're the designated home team in this one. And the Washington Commanders are probably the most disappointing teams this year, as they're 3-7 right now, trying to reinvent themselves and everything. Excuse me. But make a long story short, I think the one who has the big momentum right now is the Miami Dolphins because after they did a beating on Buffalo. So, for this game, I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins as a designated home team over the Washington Commanders to win this game. On the line, Miami's favored by 2 in this game. I'm going to take Miami minus 2. Over and under is 47.5 too. But I'm going to take over 47.5 in this game as well. The Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. I had a little debate back and forth in this one. But Atlanta has a solid defense. I'll give them that. The problem is their offense. They're having a struggle offensively. They're not communicating over there. They're having a little bit of problems on that one right now. And because of that disadvantage, I think I would take Carolina as an upset in this one. Call me crazy, but I kind of like how Carolina's playing right now, despite the fact that they, I think they're like 3-6 right now, or something like that. I'm gonna take a look again what the record is. I believe it's their standings. They're second in the NFC South, so I think they're like 5-5 in this one. So for Carolina's momentum, this is big for them. This is really, really big. So, anyways, that case scenario, I think they have a big momentum. They want to climb above 500 on that one, over the 500 mark. So, anyways, that being said, I'm gonna take the the Carolina Panthers over the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta to win this game. On the line, that's the upset. The Atlanta Falcons are favored by 3.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Carolina plus 3.5. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo, they had a laid egg. They're probably going to be really upset what happened last week. As for Tampa Bay, they must be a little upset too what happened when they lost to the Patriots. Both teams are coming on momentum. This could be a fun one to watch. But it's in Buffalo, so I'm going to take Buffalo over Tampa Bay to win this game. On the line, Buffalo is favored by 5 in this game, but I'm going to take Tampa Bay plus 5. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than that. Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. This game, Houston's got like the number 1 defense in the league. That's going to help them, in this game at least. So I'm going to take the Houston Texans over the Tennessee Titans to win this game. On the line, Houston's favored by 7 in this game. I'm going to take Houston minus 7. The Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. For this game, Minnesota is probably having a little bit of a slight edge struggle right now. As for Chicago, you must be pretty happy what's going on with them right now. So, they're 3-6. They're on top of it in the division. So, I'm going to look as the slight upset in this one. I think the way they've been playing lately, I kind of like how they're doing. So I'm going to take the Chicago Bears over the Minnesota Vikings to win. On the line, Chicago's favored by 3 in this game. Minnesota's favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take Minnesota plus 3 as an upset. The New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. There's no momentum for the New York Giants. That's all I can tell you. So I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers over the New York Giants to win this game. On the line, Green Bay's favored by 8.5 in this game. I'm going to take Green Bay minus 8.5. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. Another classic NFC Central matchup. This is going to be a very good one to watch. But usually these division games are probably hard to pick and choose right now. But Pittsburgh is playing solid football right now. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Cincinnati Bengals to win this game. On the line, Pittsburgh's favored by 5.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati plus 5.5. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the LA Chargers. Listen, without Travis Hunter, this team is not going anywhere. They're going slight to the heels right now. So I'm going to take the LA Chargers over the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this game. On the line, the LA Chargers are favored by 2.5 in this game. I'm going to take LA Chargers minus 2.5. The LA Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Now for this game, another classic division matchup. So with Seattle and the Rams. The way the Rams have been playing lately, I kind of trust the Rams more than Seattle right now. So I'm going to take the LA Rams over the Seahawks to win this game. On the line, the LA Rams are favored by 2.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take the LA Rams minus 2.5. The Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Now for this game is going to be really another classic AFC West matchup. But I think for this one, I like the San Francisco 49ers over Arizona to win this game. Even though Arizona has a little bit of momentum, and I really can't trust Jacoby Brissett right now. So that's why I'm taking San Francisco over Arizona to win this game. On the line, San Francisco's favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take San Francisco minus 3. The Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, another classic NFC North matchup. This time with Cleveland and Baltimore. I think in this game, Baltimore has the more momentum. Lamar Jackson's been back. They played solid football last week. I think they could do it again. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens over San Francisco to win this game in Cleveland. On the line, I'll give Cleveland this. Baltimore's favored by 8.5 in this game. I'm going to take Cleveland plus 8.5. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. Now, this game, I am so looking forward to this. So looking forward to this one. This game is going to be really solid. I think the winner of this game is going to get the division. Loser gets the wild card. That's the way I look at it. It's plain and simple. But the way Kansas City's been playing lately, it's not the greatest show on earth. But it's Kansas City nonetheless. They know how to win ball games. They've been in this spot before. They know how to win what to do in this situation. For this game, I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs over the Denver Broncos to win this game in Denver. On the line, Kansas City's favored by 3.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take Kansas City minus 3.5. And for Sunday Night Football, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions. This game, Detroit has a big momentum. They need to keep their division hopes alive. They have to win out. So I'm going to take the Detroit Lions over the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. But hey, if Philadelphia would have lost in Green Bay, I probably would have gone the other way. So, excuse me. But it's a slight upset, so I'm going to take the Detroit Lions over the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. On the line, the Philadelphia Eagles are favored by 1.5 point favorites in this game. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions plus 1.5. Over and under, it's 48.5. I'm going to go over 48.5 in this game. And for Monday Night Football, the Las Vegas Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys. I think this is going to be a big, big momentum for Dallas. They need to win out. They need to win to keep their division hopes alive. I mean, well, kind of. Their defense is just really playing bad right now. And so is Vegas. So I think it's going to be a lopsided on the defensive side. So I'm going to take Dallas over the Las Vegas Raiders to win this game because I trust Dak Prescott. On the line, Dallas is favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take the Cowboys minus 3. Over and under, it's 50.5. I'm going under 50.5. But these two defenses are just atrocious. And offensively, I'm not sure if I can trust either one. Okay, a big shout out this week is Gino Pescott. So check out Gino's picks. So I think I got the last name wrong, so I apologize to that, Gino. I apologize for that. Anyways, check out the Blind Canadian Cat too. The reason why I checked her out is because it's her birthday. It was like around Monday or something like that. So kind of wish her happy belated birthday to her. And while you're at it, check out this great soap product from Dr. Squatch. It's Werewolf Watch. It's one of the Halloween editions. This is a really good one. Now, you can't go wrong with all the Halloween ones. I always look forward to the Halloween ones every year. This is one of them I look forward to. Right, this one is the Werewolf wash. The other one is Brick of the Dead, and I couldn't find that anywhere. And I tried ordering that on Dr. Squatch website, so they kind of ran out or something like that. But you could definitely check out Werewolf Toff as a substitute. That is a really good one. If you want to take a high, strong cologne scent, this is a really good one. So don't forget the forget-me-not seeds. It smells like a cherry coke in this one, but it's really smelling really nice. Once you lather it up, you can really smell it on you. That's how strong it is. I really love this one. Definitely one of my favorites in the Halloween bundle, besides the Brick of the Dead, of course. But I don't have that one. So anyways, if I do, I'll show it to you guys. But you can definitely check out this one right here. I'm going to have that in the description down below right here. And you can check the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticator page in the description down below. And of course, Justice Bridgewater's find us on YouTube, Blockbuster_guy on Twitter. We had a bet for our fantasy football last week. I kind of won the bet, so he's going to give me a shout out on this one. So you can look forward to his CFL picks real soon. Till then, this is Andrew Warren signing off, saying, rock out and eat your breakfast.